For a lot of people with Tourette syndrome, it can be very comforting and validating to see someone on the internet with no shame about their tics, while at the same time advocating for awareness. TicsandRoses was a big advocate in the Tourette community. They had tics in almost every single one of their TikToks and brought awareness to Tourette syndrome.
Hello, 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 hello.
I don't know. I think that's a bit dodgy, mate.
People with actual Tourette syndrome came forward and talked about how their tics seemed kind of rehearsed and appropriate to the situation, which tics can be appropriate to a situation.
It does not. You cannot choose your tics. They happen when they happen and you don't know which one, or you have very limited idea of what it's going to be.
It already strikes me as like
forced.
Yeah, like forced.
Yeah.
You know. It feels Hollywood.
They very much kind of taken the stigma and the stereotype and amplified it in their own twisted way.
People with Tourette syndrome talk about how tics are not forced, and the way that TicsandRoses puts a bag under their head when Donald Trump was voted as president and said, "Send me to Canada."
Oh God. Moving on. Send me to Canada. I'll get her a new one. Wow! 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 Eat the burrito. Nope. No. One for you. Woo! Woo! Pew! 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 Mine. 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 Nope. Nope. Nope.
Alright, so the first thing I notice is, yeah, this does scream very fake. A lot of the, like, the putting the hat in your head, like, I want to go to Canada, that doesn't happen. Also, another thing is, if this were happening to me, and, like, I were having such severe tics while trying to package something, I would not be happy like she is. I would be pissed the fuck off.
TicsandRoses did not only advocate for Tourette syndrome, but they also had a yarn dyeing business called Stardust Studios where they would record themselves struggling to pack them because of tics. TicsandRoses talked about and showed how Tourette syndrome can be extremely difficult to live with. Meanwhile, they would upload other videos that seemed comedically rehearsed.
Well, and I wanted to talk a little bit about wow, 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 wow. I wanted to talk wow, wow, wow. I wanted to talk a little bit about wow, wow, wow. Never mind.
People describe how tics are not attractive or funny, but rather they can be embarrassing or you can actually get hurt. The thing about faking disorders is that a lot of them that are faked, like ADHD, BPD, DID, you can't see that, right? Unless you, like, I don't know, get a brain scan. However, it seems very offensive when people will fake Tourette's specifically because you can physically see it, which for some people makes it harder to fake. And in Tics and Roses' case, they did a great job, but people with real Tourette's were kind of skeptical. Not everyone though, a lot of people with Tourette syndrome advocated for them. The Reddit page Tics and Roses was trying to expose Tics and Roses because they knew something was off. For example, they would say that they don't have swearing tics and then have a swearing tic that was appropriate to the situation.
Hey everyone, it's Emerald, and today I'm going to rate my most common tics. The most common one right now is Bee-Boo. Bee-Boo! Like that. I don't really mind that one too much, and it's kind of become the cat's nickname because I like to Bee-Boo with the cat. I guess I'd rate that like a 7 out of 10. Another one of my somewhat common ones is saying hello repeatedly. For example, I went to the grocery store and they said hello to the same child like 30 times in a row. Just like hello, 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 hello. Yeah, that's more like a 4 out of 10. Another common one is my Tourette's just get super excited and just goes wow over and over again. I'll give that one like a 6 out of 10. And probably my least favorite, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, is anytime I see an axolotl, I go, there's a fish on the floor. There's a fish on the floor. There's a fish on the floor. Which is super annoying, and I don't know why. That's like a 2.
Also, Tics and Roses showed their diagnosis, but people were able to pick that apart.
So I know you've all probably seen the chaos happening on my channel, so I wanted to show a little bit of my last outpatient consultation. So I did do some redactions for, you know, personal safety reasons. So make sure you guys can see that.
People described how this looked edited and that Tics and Roses probably didn't know what a medical record really looked like. In the medical document, the doctor talks about how Tics and Roses was a very pleasant lady instead of talking about, I don't know, presenting symptoms. The main red flag was that Tics and Roses was using a different logo of the hospital they went to. Another red flag was that Tics and Roses tics seemed to only appear on TikTok, but then on YouTube or videos from years ago, they would have no symptoms of Tourette's, which again, isn't damning proof. Right? People with Tourette syndrome can experience an abundance of tics and then not experience tics for like a year. It's different for each person, so still not proof. On May 21st of 2021, someone who was allegedly Tics and Roses' sister posted to the subreddit. This comment was allegedly from her sister, however, she did post proof that was later deleted by moderators. Hi everyone, I recently found out about everything going on. I wanted to clear up some misconceptions and share my part. I am Emerald's sister and we grew up together. Although we were raised non-denominational Christian, my mother, who is an amazing woman, and I have always been supportive of Emerald and I miss them dearly. We have always accepted them. They cut communication with us. We have tried to reach out, but they no longer wish to have contact with us and we haven't talked in years. I'm just commenting in hopes of clearing up misinformation. Tics and Roses in previous videos before claiming to have Tourette said that they had Huntington's disease, which her sister believes that she could have. My grandpa does have Huntington's. It's late onset, which means it doesn't show up until later in life. My grandpa is currently suffering from side effects and is not doing well, and it's very sad. My mother has it too, but it's not yet showing symptoms, thankfully, and I have not been tested. Lastly, I do not believe Emerald has Tourette syndrome, and they never showed any symptoms as a child. They are mentally ill though. I love my sister, always will, and I wish them the best, but I don't agree with what they have done. It's incredibly disrespectful to fake a mental illness for any reason. I am extending my sincerest apology to everyone who has been hurt by their actions, although I know it's not my apology to give. I do wish for Emerald's safety and I ask for respect and privacy for my parents and grandparents. And if you don't believe me, I'm happy to answer any questions you all may have as long as they are not disrespectful. This must have been an extremely difficult situation for your sister. But in the same way as if you see someone abusing a substance, are you just gonna sit there and let them do it? Especially if in this case it's hurting a lot of people on the internet. Although not one specific person can be to blame, people do say that Tics and Roses is like the queen of inspiring faking Tourette's.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
But I have a feeling that faking any disorder, whichever one that you pick, is all from a common denominator of seeking attention. In the comments of this Reddit post, Emerald's sister talks about how they do have a history of fabricating stories. And hell, if you have Huntington's disease, which can have symptoms that can mock Tourette's, it's understandable to believe that you have it, but then going to the extent of like faking a document. It doesn't stop there though. Someone who was allegedly her mother ended up commenting on this thread. I am Emerald's mother. I'm sure many of you won't believe me or will demand proof, but the truth remains that they are my daughter. I have debated saying anything and getting caught up in this chaos that I have been witnessing for the past month, but I appreciate that you are having this conversation about how to approach these situations in the future. I appreciate that you are willing to identify lessons learned, things that could possibly be handled a little bit differently next time. The thing that stood out to me about this post is how you are happy you pressured to get their family to come forward and clarify. You have no idea how difficult it was for Emerald's sister to speak up. Understand that when you see someone on the internet, you see a piece, a fragment of their life. You don't have all of the pieces. Emerald cut us out of their life nearly 5 years ago, about the time they received their positive Huntington's diagnosis results. And that's when they met the group of people that they're currently with. For their sister to come forward and say anything was terribly hard because she knew it would drive a deeper wedge between us. A broken relationship that we desperately want back is now further from our grasp. Regardless of any of the facts, Emerald has a family and they are deeply loved. Emerald could not do nothing in my eyes that would make me love them less, but my heart hurts for them. My heart hurts for the very obvious mental illness that I can't help them through. Their mother expressed how Redditors were counting it as a win, but they are complete strangers who could be causing pain by dragging other family members into it. She also talks about how people who are faking a mental illness obviously have a mental illness. They're a human being, and while it doesn't excuse their behavior, they're still sick, just with something different. Mom said that if you are truly trying to do good by calling someone out, do it in a more respectful manner. The vile name-calling I have witnessed doesn't help your cause, and actually kept me from saying anything. Granted, the other Reddit page was worse, but this page has bordered on a hate page. I asked myself why I would want to say anything to these hateful people who don't even know us. Had you just kept yourselves respectful as truly concerned citizens, maybe I would have said something, but felt I didn't owe anything to people with pitchfork torches on a witch hunt after someone who, regardless of it all, is still my child. I very much appreciate this mother's perspective. This is such a motherly thing to say. Emerald's alleged mother made some great points in this, in the way that Emerald still deserves love and empathy regardless of what they did. Not because it's an excuse, but because they're a human being. After that, at least publicly, it seems like Emerald has been more or less silent on the internet. However, the damage has already been done. These videos are already out there, and one of the most common illnesses to fake is Tourette syndrome. This is one of the rare stories in which someone can actually allegedly be proven to be faking by an actual family member. For the longest time, people just had to rely on speculation, but it turned out that their gut feeling was correct in this situation. It's just an all-around sad situation for Emerald, their family, the viewers. Hopefully this can be a reminder about how everything on the internet is public. I'm actually surprised that cases like this don't come out more often. I guess it's because the internet is such a big place. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this one. Have you ever heard of Ticks and Roses before? There's a lot more to this story I could go into. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky, comment below. If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be? Mine is currently Japan or like Scotland, Ireland. I've already been to England, but I would love to go again. Or like Bali, obviously. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. I appreciate each and every one of my members so very much. Thank you so much for the support. Have a good day, night, whatever the case may be, and peace out.